Greetings and welcome to the Power Gamer Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Dawson, joined as always by fellow host Johnny Paulus. Johnny, welcome in. It's a day earlier than we normally record.
Yeah.
I've caught you in the midst of a weekend that's not going to feel like a weekend.
Another one, back to back, yeah.
Once again, as you're out appeasing the masses with your guitar and sultry voice. So how was that this weekend?
Well, I played Poorhouse Friday night, and that's become like my staple place. They love me there. Crowd response was awesome all night, and then today I played a country club in Virginia, and it was a lot of very, very rich people that were actually pretty nice. Everybody was like kind of chill. I was a little nervous that it was going to be like, you know, I don't play a lot of those like crowd pleasers that older people want to hear, right? Like I'm not going to play Hotel California. I'm not going to play Wagon Wheel. I'm not going to play like I just don't do that. And I was afraid that was going to be like a clash at this country club, but no, they didn't give a fuck. They were down for whatever. I was playing Foo Fighters and Whitney Houston, and everybody was happy. So it was a good gig, paid very well. But yeah, no, but you're right. It's another weekend that doesn't feel like a weekend.
Yeah, I don't miss that, and I've kind of been taking a break from some of the heavy musicking myself, but not by choice. I've just been busy.
I'm just trying to get caught up monetarily is all I'm doing. Every gig I can get, I'm doing.
Yeah, if well, I always put the offer out there. If duo work comes up and you just need somebody to stand there so you can make extra scratch, we'll work for beer.
Yeah, that would be awesome to have you on bass. That'd be sick.
Yeah, I don't mind because it drives some people crazy, but I'm like, legitimately, at this point in my life, I'm not doing it for the money.
Right.
So, getting paid is rad, but it's not essential. Especially if they're going to hand me a fucking check. I'm out. I'll play for free before you hand me a goddamn check. I don't want to do that 1099. Jesus Christ. No, this past week, and I alluded to this in last week's episode, that I would be going to a convention in Florida, and indeed I did. Did I just lose Johnny? I just lost Johnny. Gonna see if I can get him back here. Here we go.
Sorry about that.
Technical difficulties. And Johnny's back.
Yeah, I just said I left the call. I was like, okay, didn't want to do that.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Sorry.
No, we're not even going to make a cut for it. These people are in for the ride.
That's
however
right.
It may present itself. So, no, I was just saying this past week I was out at in Florida for this big to do in the AV industry, the audio video industry, called Infocom. And I remember conventions before the whole COVID-19 thing. Because I did a convention in 2020, the NAMM convention for guitars and shit. And it was packed. This year I did the NAMM convention, and it was a ghost town. I was like, that's kind of weird. Go to Infocom, packed. It's just like back to normal, kind of. And ironically, no one's gotten sick yet. So that's a win.
Yeah.
Stuffed in a convention hall with 7,000 people, all nerding over audio visual gear. And then you have us reps running around, basically just sweating bullets, trying to set up appointments to drag to our vendors so that they don't fucking hate us. And then you kind of have to play that game of, man, I really don't have time to take the guy to the booth that's all the way on the other end of the convention hall. Well, I guess they're going to be mad at me. It's like, it's not any hard feelings. It's like, you just had bad booth placement. You know what I mean? So, it's very stressful. It's like every day I was getting up at, 6 or 7. And then by the time I'd get done with the convention at 5, then you had to go out to dinner with someone. And then after you went out to dinner with someone, then you had to go out for drinks. And so you get back to your room at like 11, 12 o'clock, crash, and then be back up at 6. And it's like that every day. And you're walking 25,000 steps on the convention hall. And when I got on the plane home, I was asleep before we took off, and I didn't wake up until we were landed. So it was just like, I fell asleep in Florida, and I woke up in Maryland. It's just like, oh, I'm here.
Yeah, no. When it comes to flying, that is totally my style. I will intentionally get way less sleep the day before so that I know that when I get on that plane, I'm out.
Yeah, I usually like to sit and play my Switch the entire time,
No,
which is my
I just
usual
like to pass out.
But that was only a 3-hour flight, so
it's not too bad. Yeah.
But home from Infocom, and then we're recording tonight because tomorrow I'm just headed to the beach. I'm kind of tired of not being in a more relaxing and fun place. So I'm going to go to the beach. I'm taking my work laptop with me. So it's going to be like one of those things where I'm answering work emails in the morning, going out and having fun, doing some work emails in the evening, going to bed, rinse and repeat.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be back Thursday night. So
awesome. Sounds fun.
Yeah, it's going to be a good time. Lots of mini golf will ensue. The weather is mostly okay. It's like going to rain some on Wednesday and Thursday, but that just means indoor mini golf. So not a big deal. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in. This is episode 121 of the Power Gamer Podcast. As always, we ask for your support, which costs you absolutely nothing. That's right. So if you're listening to us on Spotify, Apple or Google or wherever you're listening to us, surely there's some way that you can rate your experience, which I would expect to be no less than 5 stars. If you're watching us on YouTube, which I'm doing better, I'm almost caught up on publishing videos there, but go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. Yeah. Or whatever it is they say over in the YouTube land, but more of you have been doing that. It really helps out. So we're getting better viewers, better traction, and it's because some of you are actually taking the time to do it. So if we could get all of you to do it, it would make a huge difference. So
I believe the YouTube term you're looking for is be sure to smash that like button.
Yeah, I really smash just makes me think of Smash Mouth.
Ooh.
And nobody wants to smash anything that has something to do with Smash Mouth. So we're gonna leave that term in the ditch. But yep, the show is free to you. There is no paid option. There's no advertisements or anything to waste your time on here. It's just quality content. So please take a moment and click on something. It means the world to us. As we always do, we're going to start off this week's episode by discussing what we've been playing this week. Now, admittedly, with me traveling, I didn't have a chance to play a ton, but I've been productive with my time playing. I've played way too much Marvel Snap this week.
Mm-hmm.
Way too much. Just every time I would get some like free time while I was at the convention or in my hotel room, that was kind of the go-to. I did do one night of some heavy Tears of the Kingdoming while I was there, but really I didn't get back on my Switch heavy until today, where I played even more Tears of the Kingdom. And yeah, so I'm just about done with my final of the, I'll call them core 4 temples, because I suspect there's more to the game after you complete them, but
I think so too, yeah.
Just about done with the fire temple. I'll probably finish that up here tonight and then see what awaits next. I did kind of peek forward. I know when Johnny saw on his stream this past week how to get, we'll call it early access to the Master Sword, he just went ahead and did it. But there is a quest that opens up if you follow the game script. But just another example of why Tears of the Kingdom is so great is because you can do shit however you want to do it in any order. You don't have to wait for that fucking quest. No. You can just go right ahead and do the thing. So,
I had no idea I'd skipped anything. It seemed obvious that it was like, oh, well, I guess I know where I need to go now.
Yeah. So you just had the fortunate set of circumstances where you were able to complete it with where you were in the game. a lot of people would not have been able to.
Got
Like,
it.
we'll use Damon as a prime example. No chance. No chance, because it has that stamina check baked into it. So
Yep.
he would have been le screwed. Did he beat the game? Like, beat
Mm-hmm.
it?
Yep. Damon rolled credits. Yep.
That kid's incredible.
He's a monster, dude.
Yeah. So I'm going to take a bunch of Switch games with me to the beach, because I don't think I just want to just play Tears of the Kingdom all week. I kind of want some variance. So maybe it's time to take Kirby. Maybe it's time to take Octopath Traveler 2. Maybe it's time to take Fire Emblem. Just something to shake it up a bit. So I'm not just doing the one thing. So might have more to discuss next week. Johnny, it sounds like you and I are basically on the same page, but do you have any key findings to report with your time playing Zelda and Marvel Snap?
Well, so Marvel Snap, I have not hit Infinite the last, I think, 3 seasons.
You had horrible misfortune the past few seasons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've been trying the last few. I've been grinding and just haven't been able to do it. And this season, right from the start, as soon as I got Iron Lad, I thought he would go really well in a Lockjaw deck, because Lockjaw decks, you do like really high value cards. So my thought process was, if I have a bunch of high cost cards that have really strong attributes, right? Arnim Zola, Black Panther, Doctor Doom, any of those things on turn 4 would be awesome. Maybe not Arnim, but that deck got me from level 43 to level like 85-ish in a matter of days. And then I was sort of stuck. It was like 2-3 days. As soon as I got to like 90, 91, 92, I couldn't climb. And then you DM'd me your deck, and I messed with that a little bit, and then I made one alteration. It was a kill deck. I took Sabretooth out, I put Shang-Chi in, and then boom, I hit Infinite. About 2 days after I hit Infinite, the big update came out, and Conquest is awesome. We finally have a game mode where I can test a deck without any repercussions. I can make a deck, go into the proving grounds of Conquest, and lose 50 games in a row, and it does not matter. It doesn't cost me gold, it doesn't cost me a ladder rank, it does not matter at all. So there's finally a game mode where I can just make decks and experiment, and I've been having a ton of fun with that. So yeah, Snap is in a very, very good place right now. And honestly, I mean, I have to give them a lot of credit for how long it's been since Shuri had a stranglehold on this game. Ever since they fixed that, there really isn't like a meta like top runner right now. I feel like there's definitely like, 5 or 6 or 8 or 10 different like popular decks, but there's no like one deck that is outperforming everything like by a mile, which is, we had a lot of that before, and they've done a very good job with these OTA updates of like Dazzler just got buffed, Galactus just got nerfed. They're doing a lot of interesting stuff, and the game's in a really good place right now. So, loving Snap.
Galactus sort of just got made more fair.
Galactus, I think, is what he should always have been.
Yeah.
By the way, the spiciest Galactus play that I've seen with the new Galactus.
Oh, I know it.
What is it?
You Iron Fist Shuri.
Yep.
From a space, and then play Galactus there.
Exactly. Yep. And then you get a 14 power Galactus that will clap him. It's pretty awesome.
I have done it.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool one.
Because you remember, I've got Galactus.
Yeah, you do have Galactus. I never spent the points on him. But as far as Tears of the Kingdom, I continue to smash the hell out of that game. I finished the Water Temple, so now all I have left is the Fire Temple, which I already did in my original playthrough on the Switch. So I already know my way through. I already know how to kill the boss. I'm just going to go in there and blast through it. So it's funny that you and I are both going to do the Fire Temple tonight. I think I'm probably going to knock that out tonight. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll keep experimenting. But we've said it before, and we're going to say it again, and we're going to say it every week. This game is fucking outstanding, and if you're not playing it, if you're one of those console fanboys that's like, yeah, the graphics, like, just shut the fuck up.
The graphics
and
look
play
beautiful in this game. I don't know why anybody gripes about that.
I don't
We
know.
had that one guy that came into your stream the other night
Yeah.
that I would have suspected that they were trolling, but they really just seemed like they were mentally corrupted.
Yeah, no. Well, what was weird was, so I'm playing Tears of the Kingdom. My stream title says I'm playing Tears of the Kingdom, and somebody comes into the chat and starts saying, Tears of the Kingdom's not going to win Game of the Year because all gamers care about is graphics. And I'm just like, Starfield could be better than we think it's going to be, and it's still not going to be as good as Tears of the Kingdom. I'm sorry. It's over. It's over. Like, Nintendo just dropped Empire Strikes Back. It's done. They took Breath of the Wild, improved it in every fucking way possible. It's over. This is winning every Game of the Year list. Like, it's done. It's done. We can stop talking about it. Starfield's not going to get it. I'm sorry for Spider-Man 2. It's just, I don't see it happening. This is done. Tears of the Kingdom just took the crown in the beginning of the year.
It's a battle for second at this point.
Yep, I agree.
But,
100%.
It's just one of those things, like, anytime a Zelda game comes out, like, Elden Ring could have come out this year, and it wouldn't stand a chance next to Tears of the Kingdom.
Completely agree. Yep, 100%.
And it's like, that's pretty. What else would be what other game ever released would be able to top it on a release year? I can't think of one.
No.
Like, maybe if the stars aligned correctly for like Super Metroid and no one had ever played a Metroidvania before.
Maybe, yeah. I mean,
like I don't
Yeah, no. I mean,
I don't know how you top it.
No, this game is gangbusters. It's perfect. It's wonderful. Like, honestly, the only gripes I have is I wish that they would figure out a better way of activating your sages. The amount of times that I'm just trying to loot something and then they're like, "Oh, blow a gust of wind? Sure." And you're just like, I wish there was another, I don't know, hold this button or double tap up on the D-pad activates this ability, double tap on down activates that ability. Something like that would be better than go to the character and press the button that you mash more than any other fucking button you mash in the game. It drives me nuts. I accidentally activate the sage abilities all the time. Now that I've got 3 of them, it's just more annoying.
It'd be cool if it had like an activation wheel and you could touch all of them.
Exactly, something like that. That'd be really tight. Something better than
because it already has the pause mechanic kind of baked in.
Right.
That'd have been cool, but
again, that is like the most minor of gripes possible.
Nitpicky. What's nice is
nitpicky.
What's nice though is like with the wind one, whenever you're on your glider, all you have to do is like double tap A, and
that feels great. That feels awesome.
That's
I got
really,
no problem with that.
Like, to be honest with you, when I'm running around, that's the only one I ever have on. I leave all the other ones off. I'm like, no, they're just a pain in the ass.
Wait, you can turn them off?
Oh my gosh, you didn't know you don't have to have an army running around behind you. No.
I can turn them off?
Yeah, so if you go into the special items screen.
Oh my god, I didn't know that.
You just deactivate them.
Oh, dude, I've been having what's her name going, oh, a lightning storm? Sure. I'm just like, God, no. I'm just trying to loot the fucking monsters I killed.
Yeah, Tullen's the only guy you need rolling with you because he just headshots everyone.
He does. He is a monster. He's awesome.
Yeah, you don't need all that other shit. Just turn them on.
I'll turn them on during boss fights or something. But other than
you don't even during the boss fights, you by default have the one out that you actually need. So wow, you just learned something by sitting here chit-chatting. Maybe one of you out there learned something too. Yeah, if you don't want this army of minions just constantly spamming their abilities behind you, you can turn them off. Sidon's really useful for when you're fighting those dragons because you just do the water shield, and then when they spray flames at you, it doesn't hurt you. It's pretty smart. Mm-hmm. So yep, Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, way too much Marvel Snap. That's about right for both of us. So
that's what we've been up to.
That is what we've been playing this week. So Let's dig in here to some very light news week. There was one good day of news.
Ubisoft went hard. I got to give them credit. They really did go hard.
They did. Before we get into Ubisoft, I wanted to talk about what was one of my favorite games that got shit all over, and I still don't know why, but it did. And that is the Callisto Protocol. So the Callisto Protocol was good. It's not great, not amazing. It was good, really good.
Mm-hmm.
And if you haven't played it, it's like gotten really cheap by now. So play it. It's not Dead Space. Okay, it's a high action horror game. So something a little bit different, which is nice because a lot of people are like, "Oh, it's just a clone of Dead Space." No, it's not. It's got the same camera angle. You do the same stompy thing. It's got some nice hat tips to Dead Space, but it's its own thing. It's not nearly as scary, and that's fine. But Callisto Protocol is getting DLC, which is great. I mean, they did promise it because they were like selling season passes and things. I think if they hadn't been, we probably would not be seeing this.
Yeah.
However, the game kind of ends on a massive cliffhanger, which was really well done. And you could take it either way. Like if you finish the game and you just finished on the cliffhanger and you don't want to do anything else, perfectly fine. However, if you wanted to see what happens after the cliffhanger, the one piece of DLC that addresses that is coming out soon. It will be released on PlayStation on June 27th. And it's kind of weird. They have PlayStation has a 48-hour timed exclusivity. Does anyone give a fuck about timed exclusivity on a DLC for Callisto Protocol? I mean,
that's super weird.
Yeah, it's kind of odd, but that is the case. So June 27th for people playing on PlayStation, and June 29th for all of you peasants that aren't playing on PlayStation.
That seals it. I got to go buy the other console now because I can't possibly wait 2 days to play this DLC.
Of a game that averaged like a 6 on Metacritic. That's some money well spent, Sony. Great job. As reported by IGN, Callisto Protocol will receive a new piece of DLC called Final Transmission. It will launch as a timed exclusive on PlayStation for 48 hours on June 27th, and then be released on all other platforms on June 29th. Striking Distance Studios posted a short teaser trailer showing protagonist Jacob Lee waking up and coming across a big robot that makes its way towards him. The studio calls it a heart-pounding final chapter, indicating that this could be the game's only story DLC. However, it's possible more non-story DLC could be added in the future. The Callisto Protocol received plenty of updates since its release last December. In February, the game got an official hardcore mode and some Outer Way skins. In March, a permadeath mode was added, as well as new death animations and skins. Last month, the game got the wave-based riot mode, where players have to fight through increasingly difficult waves of enemies. Unfortunately, the Callisto Protocol also reportedly underperformed in sales when it debuted. In IGN's Callisto Protocol review, we said the Callisto Protocol is a satisfyingly gory spiritual successor to the Dead Space series, but it's ultimately more of a striking modern mimic than a scary new mutation. I agree with all that, but that being said, I really enjoyed the game, and I think a lot of people watched the reviews and said, I'll pass. You know, it came out kind of towards the end of the year, and Dead Space was right around the corner. So I kind of have this feeling that a lot of people slept on the game. It's like, we got Dead Space. We got Resident Evil 4 Remake. We got all this shit to play. But it's very short. It's very easy to take out in a couple of PlayStations. So strongly recommend. And there's now going to be a nice little ramp up to the cliffhanger story. So, Johnny, I don't think you ever played this game, so I don't know that you really are going to have much to say there. But Any thoughts on Callisto Protocol, or should we just keep it rolling here?
I would keep it rolling. I mean, I know you're excited about it. This is a game that
And I'm
just
just
there was
gonna
so many other
jump
things
in
going
here
on when
real
it came
quick
out that I ultimately ended up not picking it up.
because I think that you might have something downloading in the background. We're just having all sorts of technical issues tonight.
Yeah, I'm having connection issues. I looked. I don't have nothing's open, so I don't know what the problem is.
It's fine. We'll press on. If it gets weird, I'll tell you about it. But and if it gets too bad, I'll just wrap the whole thing up so we don't have to redo anything. Next up,
Okay.
yes, Ubisoft came out with quite a bit of stuff. Namely, we got to finally see gameplay for Star Wars Outlaws. So Star Wars Outlaws, there's like a 10-minute long gameplay reveal that they put up online in their showcase, and it was pretty freaking awesome. So I remember, Johnny, you had said, and I might have lost you here, I don't know, but I remember you had said that, when you put on the trailer and the music came on, basically it immediately attracted the attention of the misses. So I actually went through the exact same thing when I put on the trailer. Here, Amy was in the room. Music comes on. Cute character pops up on the screen, and basically just instantly hooked. So the 10-minute long gameplay was really great, and it kind of showed that this game is something completely different for the world of Star Wars games. It's almost as if it's more Red Dead Redemption, but Star Wars than anything else. Throughout the gameplay, we saw that it's kind of like a cover-based shooter with some stealth mechanics. The main character, Kay Vess, and her like little space dog, Nyx, work together to tackle enemies, and Nyx can like run out and grab guns and stuff and interact with the environment. And Kay Vess is just your character. But yeah, she seemed to have a lot of moves that are very a la Red Dead Redemption. Like the Deadeye ability looked like it's there. Obviously shooting in cover. Nyx is running out and grabbing guns and bringing them to her. Really just looks well done, and more than I would typically expect out of a Ubisoft title. Now, the game is being developed by Massive. Massive, of course, is the game studio who are most recently known for the Division series, but it also made one of the Far Cry games, one of the best received ones, Far Cry 3. Everything about this game pretty much looks incredible, and I'm really excited to play it. I'm going to try and pass this to Johnny. I'm not sure if he's back in yet or not, but Johnny, are you with me?
Yeah, everything seems to be fine right now, so I guess we'll just keep on rolling.
Nice.
No, dude, this trailer blew my fucking mind. And what was cool is I got to watch this one with my kids. So I got home and was like, there's a thing on, give me the remote. And I just put it up on the TV, and I got to experience my kids seeing it with me at the same time. And we were all really excited. And then when she got in the ship and went up into space, and I'm like, dude, are we going to get space combat? We're going to get fucking space combat. And then there was the space combat. So, yeah, no, this is a absolutely mind-blowing trailer. Everything about it looked outstanding. I couldn't believe even the graphical fidelity. Like, this was just a stunning looking game. It might be some of the best graphics that I've ever seen. The world felt lived in. There was a lot of characters, a lot of NPCs, a lot of activity. In a lot of these space games, it's like you get to the town and nobody's there. This felt very alive and visceral, and I'm just excited to have a Star Wars game similar to something like Andor, where there is no lightsabers. I hope this game, beginning to end, I don't see a single damn lightsaber. Give me scum and villainy. Give me blasters give me gangsters and give me slimy stuff like that. And yeah, just I was completely stunned by this.
Yeah,
It was just an absolutely wonderful trailer.
yeah, I'm right there with you. And just so you don't get freaked out, I just clicked a box called low data mode. It might fix whatever problem we're having. So
Okay.
if my video disappears, it's just because of that.
No worries.
No, yeah, I was really into this, and when K-Vest gets on the speeder and goes into Deadeye, I was like, yes, this
Mm-hmm.
is this is Star Wars Red Dead Redemption, which I'm
Yeah.
all about. And I think it's really cool to
Same.
see a Ubisoft team going that direction. Like, who else was really doing that? And the spaceship looks incredible. I love that it kind of loads through the whole leaving Atmo thing to kind of give you that seamless feel. It doesn't just go into a weird loading screen as you're going out into space. So
Yep.
I if I was a kid and had this game, I would be shitting myself.
Oh, dude, same. Absolutely same. This game doesn't even have to be fucking Star Wars. I wouldn't care. I mean, it's just what I saw in it and how it plays and just getting in the ship and then escaping into hyperspace and picking which. I mean, dude, yeah. I'm all in on this.
It had
All in.
it so reminded me of Red Dead, like the wanted level and
Mm-hmm.
everything. And but then it had like that kind of BioWare element of it. It seemed as though the choice you made played into what happened next. So I'm really excited for
Yeah.
this. I wish it was coming out sooner than 2024. And the gameplay that they
Yeah.
showed looked pretty well polished. There was only like a few hiccups here and there, but
Mm-hmm.
pretty excited for it. So that one being developed by Massive, and guess what? The other game I wanted to talk about also being developed by Massive.
Massive's been busy. Good lord.
Well, it's about time. I mean, they've
Mm-hmm.
been sitting idle more or less since the division. So this Avatar game has got me thinking to myself that okay, maybe I need to find, like, I've watched Avatar before, but I don't remember fucking any of it at all. It's been so long since I watched it.
Oh, dude, I'm down for a marathon. I'd do a back-to-back.
I'm into it because I definitely
The
need
sequel.
to watch
The
them.
sequel is fucking outstanding.
So I'm excited for this new Avatar Frontiers of Pandora game, solely based on what I saw of the game. And I'm like, man, I would probably be more excited if I had the connection to
Mm-hmm.
the movie series. Kind of the same thing that I have wrong with me on the Harry Potter thing. It's like I have
Right.
just no connection to it at all. Yeah, this looks like weird sci-fi Far Cry, basically, with some third-person flying. Um, Really interesting game, and I almost don't know entirely what to make of it. Probably because of my absence from the Avatar source material at this point. But it looks really cool. The first person action of it in it just totally reminds me of Far Cry.
Mm-hmm.
And it's more of a AAA game, I guess, than I would have suspected for Avatar, even though for some reason, like, that doesn't feel like it even makes sense to say, because I know it's like one of the highest grossing film series of all time.
Yep.
So, but I'm still surprised by it. I just wouldn't have expected to see something so well polished in the Avatar universe. So, Johnny, what were your thoughts on this Avatar Frontiers of Pandora thing?
Well, if you remember when they announced this game, I was really hyped on it, and I was saying that I thought this could be a game that would surprise people. Um, and this trailer just proved it. I mean, my God, this. I don't know how Ubisoft is hitting the graphical level that they're hitting. Like they're shitting on a lot of companies right now with these two trailers that they showed us. These look like quadruple A titles. They both look absolutely insane. Um, Dude, I mean, Far Cry is essentially designed to be a jungle game. That's what Far Cry was from the beginning. They've strayed from it here and there, but Far Cry is you're in the jungle, you're exploring, beasts can come attack you at any moment, you're going to need to hunt for resources. Oh, look, here's a base with bad guys in it. So that works within the Avatar universe. And I think it's really cool that James Cameron, he's a control freak, and I'm sure that when they went to him and said, "Hey, we want to make an Avatar game," he's like, "That's fine, but I'm going to be a pain in your ass until I know it's what I want it to be." So I'm not saying he's like in the studio actively working with them, but I like that he put enough effort into it to figure out a story that works canonically within the two movies without fucking anything up or retconning anything or anything like that. But dude, yeah, no, this game looks absolutely nuts. I was stunned at how good it looked, and I had said that I was already really excited for this game, but this trailer absolutely knocked my socks off. Ubisoft has got some real shit on deck right now.
Yeah, which is weird because I normally just think Ubisoft, meh, but no, both of these are looking quite good. What did you have a chance to dig any deeper into their thing? Like, did you see the Prince of Persia game that's been announced?
Yeah, I'm intrigued by this. I can't tell if it's a Metroidvania or if it's just like an action platformer. Okay, so it is a Metroidvania.
Yeah, the description from the trailer is Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown is a 2D action Metroidvania, is semi-open world, and more areas open up to you as you gain new powers and improve your skills. So
that's a Metroidvania, yeah.
Basically textbook, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so the thing I liked about this is that it really is going back to its roots. I mean, it would be like if, the first two Metroid games were side-scrollers, and then what if they did nothing but 3D games for, oh, wait, it's exactly like Metroid. Because that's what Metroid did. Metroid gave us a couple side-scrollers, and then they went to 3D, and they never really looked back until Metroid Dread. And I think Ubisoft went, well, we've got this storied franchise where we made a ton of games, but Prince of Persia started as a side-scroller. And old-school PC players like me, we remember when the first one came out, and it was one of the best, action platformers ever made. I mean, it was the first Prince of Persia was one of my favorite games back in the day. So I'm very excited to see them go back to a side scroller. However, this doesn't really look like it plays much like the original Prince of Persia, but I think that's okay because the original Prince of Persia doesn't really stand the test of time. I've gone back and tried to play. They even did a remake of the original a few years back, and it's the control schemes.
Bro, that was 15 years ago.
Okay, 15 years ago. Regardless, the original Prince of Persia sort of control scheme doesn't really hold up. It's kind of janky. It's like you press forward to walk one step. It's like it's not really fluid. So I like the fact that they're going, let's go back to the 2D thing, but it looks like they just did the Metroid Dread thing. They went, oh, this can work in 2023, 2024. So no, I'm pumped to see Prince of Persia kind of go back to his roots a little bit, and I'm glad that Metroid Dread has shown that people will spend money on a 2D game if it's fucking good.
Yeah, my only beef with Prince of Persia is they seem to reboot it every 2 years.
Fully agree.
It had a great identity in the Sands of Time Warrior Within era, and then. Then they did the other reboot that was cell shaded.
One. The game was good, but it was just why did we disconnect?
And then here we go. I feel like there's been two since then, and then this is another complete reboot where I'm like, who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah.
So
yep.
Yeah, Prince of Persia's had a lot of problems lately too, because there was the Sands of Time remaster that just got completely put on the shelf indefinitely also. So
as it should have been. I don't know what they were thinking with that trailer. That was an embarrassment.
Yeah. So I would like Prince of Persia to come back, but I don't I only recognize this game in name. I don't recognize it any other way. So I guess they're just trying to capitalize on the history of an IP that has been beat to fucking death by them.
It really has, yeah. This is definitely an IP that they've mishandled big time.
The Assassin's Creed Mirage, just to me, every time I see this and see more and more gameplay, I'm just like,
Mm-hmm.
huh, really reminds me of the first Assassin's Creed game, which I guess is a good thing. I kind of dug the first
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed game, but this one really seems to be leaning into that. Uh, which I guess, Valhalla was so far away from old Assassin's Creed. It almost felt like did it really need to be in the same world? But then this game's sort of like a continuation of Valhalla because you play as a character that was introduced to you in that game.
Yep.
So
Yep. Yeah. No. This is a return to roots. A return to its roots. It looks and feels like Assassin's Creed 1 and 2, which is fine. I think that's great.
are we like gonna end up walking away liking the character though? I kind of fucking hated that guy's guts after Valhalla.
Yeah, I'm a little iffy on. Yeah, I thought Bassam was like sort of a bad guy.
Yeah, I thought he was like the bad guy actually.
Yeah, yeah. I don't. I am iffy on him being the main character, but we'll see. I mean, I'm excited for the game. I think it's going to be good.
I'll play it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give it an old shake. Let's see. Outside of that, yeah, there's not really much else I want to talk about. I mean, I do want to bring up the Skull and Bones closed beta coming in August. Just to annoy people that are already annoyed by Skull and Bones. So, Skull and Bones.
Yeah, how is this not out already? Like, what the fuck?
The You mean how has it not just been canceled and then move on?
It's
No,
ridiculous.
it's still going. It's still coming. So, yeah, that's about all I have to talk about. I feel like from the whole Ubisoft thing, I am just completely floored by the Star Wars game, like exponentially more so than anything else. Like if I'm excited for the Avatar game, if I have to like do a cross comparison of my excitement for that versus the Star Wars Outlaws game, if my Star Wars excitement is like a 10 out of 10, which, past Starfield, I think this is going to be my most anticipated game.
Yep.
Then Avatar is like only half that.
Star Wars Outlaws is now my number one most anticipated game title. Period. No question.
Yeah, Starfield's still number one for me. I've been dying to play that game, but Outlaws might be cooler. I might have more fun with it. It looks like it's a more fun game.
It looks outstanding. I cannot wait.
I don't want to overhype it because it's still the Ubisoft is still in play, but I mean, god damn it. I've never had a Ubisoft game at the top of my anticipated list, but this might be the first time. All right, so that wraps up basically everything I felt like talking about from the news this week. So let's get this show on the road and let's head into our final segment of the week. Johnny, it's time for One Up. Why don't you get us started this week, sir? What's your One Up?
One up. Do you want me to start it?
Yes, indeed.
Okay. I found a product that I didn't know existed, and once I saw that it existed, while I simultaneously think it's kind of silly, I kind of want one. If you go on Amazon and you search Park Sung is the brand, so PARK space Sung SUNG. It's a Switch game switcher. So it's a little box that you attach to your Switch dock, and you can put 8 video game cartridges into it, and then there's a little cable that goes out and goes into your cartridge dock on your Switch, and you can switch 8 games without opening it and taking the cartridge out and opening your Switch case. And like, so if you have whatever your games that you're like actively playing, you can just leave them in the thing, and there's a button on the top that changes which game you're on. I'm like, that's kind of stupid, but kind of cool.
Kind of scary too.
I mean, if you think about it, a Nintendo Switch cartridge is just 5 contacts. So if you have 5 contacts and then a cable that has those 5 contacts, what difference
Yeah,
does it
yeah,
make?
no, I totally get it. It's just,
Mm-hmm.
huh.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. I mean, I looked at it and was like, I mean, I'm never like actively playing more than 8 titles on the Switch. So if I had this, I'd like never have to take a game out.
Imagine
And just
sitting on
fucking
your
leave 'em
couch
in.
and going, man, I'd pay $30 to not have to stand up and change the game
Well, no, that's the thing.
cartridge.
You still have to stand up and press the button, but you don't have to like
There's
open
no
the case
remote?
and open the thing. No, there's not. There's not a remote. No, it's just a button
How
on
in
the
the
top.
hell did they not think to make a remote?
It
Unacceptable.
needs to have Bluetooth connectability with voice control, and then they'd have my money.
Unacceptable.
What's your one up, Mike?
Yeah, my one up this week is it's actually a food item, okay? Because there seems to be this new trend with one of my favorite drinks of all time, which if I am at a bar, right, and I don't want to drink a beer, there's one cocktail that I will order, and that cocktail is the king of all cocktails, the original cocktail, the OG, if you will, the old fashioned. And I've been noticing some evolution to the old fashioned, particularly like over the past decade, where it's gotten a little bit sweeter. It's got a little bit easier to drink. It usually comes with a big ass ice cube in it. And now, and I know this has been going on for a minute, but like I've just not been part of the scene. Now people are burning fucking wood and trapping the smoke in your old fashioned glass and serving it to you that way. Johnny, have you had a smoky old fashioned?
No, I've seen tons of TikToks and shit about it, but no, I have not enjoyed one. How
So
is it?
while I
mean,
was
it
in
seems like it'd
Florida,
be good, right?
while I was in Florida, I had several of these concoctions, and there's like a whole scene behind it where like they're talking about like, oh, that's hickory, or oh, that's with pine. Like it's a thing, the flavor of the particular wood used to smoke the old fashioned. And here's where I want to go with my one up, okay? Because it's about to take a left turn. Stop fucking doing that. That shit sucks. You pull the glass off and like straight up it smells like a house was on fire. Smoke plumes out in the bar. That shit sucks. Nobody actually wants that. You shouldn't be ingesting smoke, you fucking idiots. Stop it. You don't have to do that. Just drink the goddamn old fashioned, okay? The alcohol's still going to kill you. You don't have to slurp down some smoke with it to make the drink any better. It makes it worse. Just drink the alcohol, save the wood, make the shit like $2 cheaper because you didn't have to catch anything on fire. How are insurance companies standing by and letting this shit happen? Okay. Aflac, that duck should be pissed as fuck. That duck sells life insurance and critical health policies, you motherfuckers. Stop putting smoke in my drink. If I wanted to inhale some lumber from a house, I would just set my fucking house on fire and drink a bottle of whiskey, you assholes. So please stop with the smoky old fashions. It's not necessary. Like I said, that was taking a left turn into a rant. So, no, literally nowhere that I went even had the option for the non-fucked up old fashioned on the menu, and
That's so dumb.
I keep ordering them, and my coworkers are like, "Oh no, here comes the fucking plume of smoke again." I'm like, I fucking hate this plume of smoke. This shit sucks. Please stop it. So I think now if I see smoky old fashioned, I'm just going to say, hi, I'd like the old fashioned, but no smoke, please.
Yeah, that's stupid that you have to
Yeah,
specify.
no smoke for me, guys.
It's dumb.
I don't want to catch that smoke. I just want my fucking drink. So, chop chop. That wraps up the one ups for this week. Johnny, any closing thoughts as we jettison from this tech issue ridden episode of the Power Gamer podcast?
Yeah, this has been quite an adventure. Yeah, no, everybody have a great week. We'll see you again next week, and hopefully one of us will have rolled credits on Tears of the Kingdom
if not
this week.
both, and
if
and
not
hopefully
both.
Riverside can get that dick out of its mouth and give us a better.
Yeah, I don't know what's going. We've never had this kind of
Yeah,
issue.
you know,
This is crazy.
It's because we're pressed for time, and I'm like, I gotta leave
Exactly.
for vacation, and we're doing it a day early. It's like,
Exactly.
you motherfuckers thought you were gonna have it easy tonight. No.
Uh-huh.
Yep. But I think we got through it fine. So we'll see
Yeah,
how it
we got
cleans
through it.
up in editing, but I would suspect that I'll have no problems, or it will be complete hell to chop up and put back together again. So we'll see.
I hope not.
If it's a mess, I'm just gonna serve it up as a mess, and y'all can just deal with it. But I imagine it
Fair enough.
won't be. So we'll see.
I think it'll be okay.
We will, of course, be back again next week with another great episode of the Power Gamer podcast for you to enjoy. Until then, I'm Mike Dawson.
And I'm Johnny Paulus.
Tune in next time. Take care.
Catch you on the flip flop.
Oh, yeah.
Hi.